Kobe at the 2. Jordan at the 3. Tim Duncan at the 4.
Okay.
And me at the 5.
I mean, goddamn, that's
and
a good
nobody's
ass team.
beating that team. It's a serious beef.
That's not the way we do it.
I know, I understand, but I'm just saying, like, I hate doing these lists.
Shaquille O'Neal just set the NBA world on fire. He revealed his all-time starting 5 and left out LeBron James. That's right. The most dominant center of his era didn't include the player many call the greatest of this generation. Fans are in shock, social media is melting down, and the hot topic everywhere is simple. How does LeBron, a 4-time champion and the NBA's all-time leading scorer, not crack Shaq's top 5? On NBA Showdown, we're diving into what Shaq said, why it's stirring so much controversy, and what it means for LeBron's legacy. Stephen A. Smith put it into perspective. Being seen as the second greatest ever is not an insult, it's an honor only a select few can touch. The problem is, fans treat anything short of the GOAT crown for LeBron as flat-out disrespect. The moment a legend like Shaq leaves him off a list, outrage explodes like the sky is falling. Stephen A. is reminding everyone that LeBron's place in history is secure. He's one of the most accomplished, influential, and respected players to ever touch a basketball. But the obsession with labeling him the GOAT has turned into a sensitivity that erupts at the slightest disagreement. This isn't hate, it's perspective.
Doug, you know what? Y'all act like it's an insult for LeBron James to be considered the second greatest player of all time.
Shannon Sharpe fired back with cold, hard numbers. He noted that by the time LeBron took his 24,537th shot, he had already piled up over 33,920 points, more than 1,600 points above Michael Jordan's entire career total. That stat alone is staggering, proof of LeBron's efficiency, durability, and scoring brilliance across 2 decades. For Shannon, those numbers make LeBron a lock in any all-time top 5. But that's the beauty of this debate. It isn't just about stats. Greatness is also defined by impact, intangibles, and personal judgment. To Shannon, the data speaks louder than words. To Shaq, who played alongside and against many of the game's immortals, raw numbers might not tell the full story. That tension, between measurable dominance and the symbolism of legacy, is exactly what makes this argument so explosive.
LeBron James, when he took his 24,537th shot, he had 33,920 points, 1,628 points more than what Michael Jordan had. That's a whole season.
Here's where things really caught fire. Fadeaway World confirmed that Shaquille O'Neal revealed his all-time starting 5, and LeBron James wasn't on it. Shaq's picks: Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, and himself. That lineup screams dominance, versatility, leadership, and killer instinct. But the glaring omission of LeBron had fans fuming. To many, it felt like pure disrespect. Yet if you dig deeper, it's less about stats and more about Shaq's personal lens. He battled Duncan, idolized Jordan, shared championships with Kobe, and respects Curry for revolutionizing the game. LeBron, for all his greatness, may not embody the particular qualities Shaq values most, like the relentless edge or cultural imprint that shaped basketball's soul. And make no mistake, Shaq knew exactly what he was doing. He even admitted fans would lose it, the media would spin it into drama, and people would treat it like a personal attack. But Shaq isn't reckless. His list comes from his own criteria: dominance, loyalty, mindset, and legacy. Greatness, after all, is subjective. He's not saying LeBron is weak, he's saying his 5 are the warriors who, in his eyes, defined the game beyond stats. And the instant his list went public, fans erupted. Maybe that was the whole point, to ignite raw, honest conversation.
Kobe at the 2. Jordan at the 3. Tim Duncan at the 4.
Okay.
And me at the 5.
I mean, goddamn, that's
and
a good
nobody's
ass team.
beating that team.
Amid all the chaos, Stephen A. Smith never flinched. He stood firm, making it clear that LeBron James is number 2 on his all-time list, and he doubled down. But then he went a step further, calling out what he sees as a culture of disrespect. As Stephen A. put it, if you think being number 2 is something to be ashamed of, you need to reevaluate your mindset. That's not a slight, it's a salute. LeBron has accomplished more than most players could ever dream of, and his resume is nothing short of historic. But Stephen A. is also protecting the legacy of Michael Jordan. To him, that number one spot is sacred. It's not about longevity, it's about unmatched dominance. LeBron at number 2 isn't an insult, it's an acknowledgement of greatness. The real problem is when fans try to rewrite history and erase the top spot just to elevate their guy. And that, Stephen A. argues, is where the backlash really begins.
Beef.
That's not the way we do it.
I know, but no,
Stephen A. closed his point with something that struck at the very core of the debate. He said his favorite number is 6, not just for LeBron's Miami jersey, but because it represents Michael Jordan's 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, and 0 losses on the biggest stage. To Stephen A., that number symbolizes perfection under pressure, a standard of dominance that even LeBron hasn't matched. And while he gives LeBron full respect, ranking him firmly at number 2, that number 6 stands as an untouchable trophy. For basketball fans, it draws the line in the sand. This debate isn't only about stats or longevity, it's about who delivered in the biggest moments without fail. And in Stephen A.'s eyes, that's Michael Jordan. LeBron may be the king, but Jordan remains the legend every king is chasing.
Guard 1 through 5.
Stop it.
1, 2,
Stop
3,
it right
4,
there.
5.
That's the problem. The 5. Let me tell you something. How about 6? That's my favorite number, 6-0. Undefeated in championship.
Let's break it down one last time. Shaq left LeBron out of his all-time 5. Shannon Sharpe fired back with stats. Stephen A. stepped in with perspective. And fans, they absolutely lost it. But here's the reality. Whether you rank LeBron at number 1 or number 5, this debate isn't dying anytime soon. These arguments are what elevate basketball beyond the court. They're about legacy, emotion, and how we define true greatness. Shaq made his picks. Stephen A. stood firm. And the GOAT conversation just got hotter than ever. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to NBA Showdown, and drop your all-time starting 5 in the comments. The real question is, does LeBron make yours?